Listen carefully. I'm not here to flatter you or to whisper the same tired cliches that have ruined entire generations of men. If you came looking for someone to tell you that just being yourself is enough, you're in the wrong place. The truth is harsher, sharper, but far more liberating. If you're tired of confusion, tired of failing in the most primal of arenas, and ready to see women, attraction, and power for what they actually are, stripped of illusions, then stay with me until the very end. What I'm about to show you won't just change your dates. It will change the way women perceive you from the moment you enter a room. We're not talking about gimmicks or temporary tricks. This is about aura, the atmosphere of certainty and strength that follows a man who commands himself first and therefore commands others without effort. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In this game, the man who debates, hesitates, and apologizes is the man who loses. The man who acts, leads, and controls, he is the one remembered. So I'll give you 5 principles. Not surface-level tips, but laws. Apply them, and you will not simply get dates. You will create experiences that linger in the minds of women long after the night is over. But mark my words, these only work if you embody them fully. Seneca reminded us, it is not what we say, but what we do that defines us. So you cannot merely repeat these principles. You must live them. Let's begin. First, seize the plan. Leadership is not optional. A man who refuses to lead is already announcing his irrelevance. When you ask her what she feels like doing, you may think you are being polite. But what she sees is indecision, weakness, hesitation. Women are wired to test for strength. Nature has not changed simply because society tells you to be endlessly accommodating. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Apply this here. A man who cannot master a simple evening cannot master anything else. Leadership does not mean bulldozing over her. It means crafting a path so clear and so intentional that she feels safe following it. You choose the place. You set the time. You confirm the details. You tell her, not ask her. I've made reservations at 7. I'll pick you up at 6:30. That is authority delivered calmly. If she resists because she fears being controlled, she is not the right woman for you. If she appreciates that you took the weight off her shoulders, she will respect you more than she admits. Leadership is about eliminating uncertainty. And nothing is more attractive to a woman than a man who creates certainty where there was none. Second, understand the ruthless importance of first impression. A woman's mind makes assessments long before you speak. In the wild, this was survival. Today, it is instinct. Your posture, your scent, your clothing. These are signals she cannot ignore. Seneca wrote, "Appearance is a silent language." What are you communicating with yours? Wrinkled clothes tell her you are careless. Dirty shoes whisper of negligence. A weak posture screams that you doubt yourself. And if you doubt yourself, why should she believe in you? You don't need luxury. You need precision. Clothes that fit, shoes that shine, a scent that stays in her memory after you leave, a posture that tells her you know exactly who you are. Shoulders back, eyes steady, a slight, knowing smile. Not desperation, not eagerness, but calm control. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." So let your posture, your scent, your presence be the outer dye of the inner discipline you are cultivating. When you walk into the room, the atmosphere should change. That is the first test, and most men fail it before they even sit down. Third, conversation is not about information. It is about ignition. Weak men treat dates like interviews. They ask for resumes, collect details, and wonder why the woman feels no attraction. Attraction is not built through logic. It is built through emotion, mystery, and tension. You are not there to collect facts. You are there to awaken curiosity. Don't ask, "What do you do for work?" Ask, "What keeps you awake at night?" The thing you haven't chased yet. Don't ask, "What's your favorite color?" Ask, "What's the wildest dream you've ever buried? And why?" These questions are not about her job. They are about her essence. Women crave men who can reach past the surface into something deeper. But here is where most men collapse. They reveal too much about themselves too quickly. When she asks about you, give her enough to intrigue, never enough to close the mystery. If she asks about your past relationships, don't spill your life story. Say, "They taught me lessons. They shaped me into who I am now." Leave it there. Confidence does not over-explain. Confidence lets silence do the work. Humor, too, is a weapon, but it must be calibrated, not forced jokes or try-hard lines. True humor is your ability to turn tension into play. When the waiter brings the wrong dish, laugh and say, "Looks like the universe wanted me to try something new tonight." You show that nothing disturbs your frame. She sees it and feels it. You are unshakable, and that is magnetic. Fourth, master the frame. This is where the strong are separated from the weak. Women will test you, not because they hate you, but because they need to know if your composure is real. If she asks, "Why are you still single?" Most men panic. They explain, justify, scramble. That's weakness. A man of control smiles and says, "Because I haven't met someone who could keep up with me." The test is passed, the frame preserved. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." The frame is exactly this. You cannot stop her from testing, but you can choose not to flinch. Hold silence when you need to. Let her wonder. Let her lean forward to close the gap. Most men try to entertain endlessly, drowning themselves in chatter. The man of discipline is comfortable in stillness. He knows silence creates tension, and tension creates attraction. When you control the frame, you send one clear message. I am the immovable rock in the storm. She can laugh, test, challenge, shift moods, but you do not break. And the man who does not break is the one she cannot ignore. Fifth, exit with dominance. Most men ruin everything here. They overstay. They linger. They beg for validation at the end of the night. But the Stoic man knows. Anticipation is more powerful than indulgence. The best time to leave is when the energy is at its peak, when she's smiling, engaged, drawn in. That's when you stand, steady and certain, and say, "I've had a great time. I have an early morning. Let's continue this another day." Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In dating, the best power play is not to drag the moment out like everyone else. It is to leave her wanting. Pay the bill without ceremony. Walk away calm. Do not ask if she enjoyed herself. You already know. End the night before it declines. Because when you do, you become the man she thinks about hours later, wondering why she wants more. These are not tips. They are weapons. They are principles forged by discipline and sharpened by philosophy. Leadership, presence, conversation, frame, exit. 5 laws for men who refuse to remain weak. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Stop wasting it in passivity. Stop waiting for permission. Take the control that was always yours. If this resonated, subscribe to the Inner Citadel now. Comment, "I will lead" below, because from this moment forward, you are not the man who begs for approval. You are the man who commands the frame. And when you command yourself, the world follows.